on to the next project, and this time round we're on a Ferrari, and yes, it's red. Rosso Corsa to be exact. This is a 2004 Ferrari 360 Modena, kind of the go-to Ferrari of its era. Now what makes this example pretty wicked is the owner bought it as a bit of a trophy for his hard work and what he had achieved and his success in that, but doesn't drive a whole lot, doesn't really want to drive it a whole lot. It's a trophy that sits in the garage, it looks great, and it's just something to walk in and smile over. That being said, the car's only got 2,000 miles on the clock. So it's a 18-year-old vehicle, and it's done 2,000 miles. Quite incredible, if you ask me. One of the lower mileage ones I know of, if not the lowest. Goes away to Ferrari every year, gets serviced, but said he wants it looking as good, or if not better, than when it came out of the showroom. Hence why we're making this video. So, common sense brain on my mind detailing. It's done 2,000 miles. This car is not going to be horrifically dirty. Again, I'm not the dude that if you want to watch some mum's station wagon being cleaned because of 8 kids threw up in it and a bear pooed itself, like, listen, I'm not the channel for you. But if you want to see a cool car being cleaned, stay right here. First things first was to do the wheels, the arches. Once the wheels and arches were done, it was to take a soft detailing brush and then sort of start agitating some of the nooks, the crannies, whereby dust and debris might have just built up where it sat in the garage over the course of the years that ordinary a wash mitt might just glide over and miss. So you're just getting into those little details early on. Once the snow foam had been rinsed off, it was time to come back in. Standard wash procedure on this one, 2 buckets. I'll let it play out. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Now surprisingly, there was a little bit of contamination left on the surface after it had been washed. I didn't expect it, if I'm honest, but I thought, you know what, let's take the time and clay bar the car. Now, the clay bar normally starts as white, but as you can see around the edges and the centres, there's just a little bit of brown into it. Now it was on to drying, getting the car dried down. This little sucker, literally, is the Microfiber Madness Chipmunk towel. Now these start at £12. This one here was a little bit more expensive, and then they do a really large one as well. But honestly, the size of that towel there, I've dried X5s with it, no qualms. You do not need the big one. If you take anything away from this video, is to open up your eyes to the world of drying towels. This is something I'd become a little bit blasé to, but actually I'm well in tune with it again and loving that Chipmunk drying towel. What I'll do is I'll drop a link down in the description. I'll throw a little discount code in there for you if you've not shopped at Ultimate Finish as well. Go and hit one of them up and let me know what you think. But with the car dry, blown off with the big boy, it was on to what I do best. Take a really expensive car apart. On this one, lights came out, badges came off, emblems, if possible grills came out. Whatever I could take apart to access further was very essential. Now one interesting thing about these Ferraris is those lights collect dirt if it rains or whatever, the water pools underneath them. So it was very important to be able to take that off, get in there, machine it and coat it so we avoid that in future, meaning it stays cleaner for longer. Now whatever couldn't get off that I did not want to cross-contaminate with polishing was then taped up. This is the Shoal Concept green tape. Recently you've sort of seen me transition to this from the classic 3M blue sort of tape that everyone knows and uses. Love this stuff. Slightly thinner on the weight of the masking tape. Really plays well. It sticks well enough, but because it's not as thick, I just feel like it's a lot safer than the 3M stuff. Again, wicked bit of kit, a couple of quid, grab a roll next time you're polishing. Now just to give you an idea, you're thinking this car's done 2,000 miles, it's not going to have any defects. There you go, it does. Actually quite bad, and what turned out to be really soft paint. These defects were sort of a mixture of holograms and sort of rubbing marks where people have thought they'd washed the car properly over the year and actually hadn't. With a mixture of compounds, a couple of pads, a couple of good podcasts and a fair bit of time on my hands, I got through it. Like I say, really soft paint, so a lot of playing around on this one. Normally jump straight to the microfiber, but I knew I couldn't do that, so a bit of experimenting and we got there. Now I have to say, this little flex is my new baby. Oh, if I could polish a whole car with that, I could. I reuse it on 1 inch and 3 inch and it does the job perfectly. And for me, it's just got that bit more bite than the Roots Hybrid Nano. And I have to say, I absolutely love this. Now, one thing that was to note was there was a slight dent in the front quarter where it looked like something had been dropped from the garage. So I said, actually, do you know what? Let me get this sorted. So I called up Simon. Simon's from a company called County Dents in Hertfordshire. If you need him, let me know. I can hook you up. He's done multiple cars for me and friends and is always true and reliable. A man that's done this job for many years, and actually more than trustworthy. I'd send him around to anyone's house with anyone's cars. It's a real art what this man does for a living. and he wasn't fazed by the challenge I gave him. Once I'd finished talking to Simon and making cups of tea and eating stuff that we shouldn't have been eating, it was back to it and getting back on the polisher, and this time looking at all of those fine details that I picked up on earlier. Now, being original, this car still had the factory PPF strips around front and rear wheel arches. However, the PPF over the course of 18 years obviously had degraded, aged, and just looked matte and horrific. A little bit of polish on the little 1-inch pad and an old pad. Little polish up, and instantly you can see it pulling out the dirt. This wasn't a swirl removal thing. This was to pull the dirt out. No, unfortunately I couldn't get the polisher in there all the way, so what do? A little bit on a cloth, work it in. PPF is not to be scared of, people. This transformed the look of a car. One of those 5% details that I always talk about that you need to be doing. Don't be scared. Now, with that soft paint, it was time to protect it. Crystal Serum Light XOV4, my go-tos. I'll have a video in the near future of an Aston Martin which I divert from that slightly. More to come. The car was laid down with a base layer of Crystal Serum Light. Beautiful, beautiful coating to use. Really intensifies and glosses the paintwork up. Once that was laid down, it was given a little while to cure before being topped with XOV4 for that ultra hydrophobic look that everyone truly desires when coating a car. This is going to keep this car protected perfectly. Now, not only was the bodywork done, wherever I could get on the underside, that was also done. This car does not get driven in the rain, so it was possible that we could do that on this car. Not a problem. There you have it, crisp, sharp reflections from that. Yeah, really nice finish. Once the paintwork was done, it was on to some of the finer details. Again, engine bay, dry tyres, things like that. I didn't jet wash the engine outside purely because it didn't need it. It was slightly dusty, slightly greasy from where it had been serviced over the years, but not to the extent of I needed to get water into all of the cavities to blast out dirt that you would on a standard vehicle. Built Hamper all-purpose cleaner. Again, a bit of time. Just enjoy what you're doing and soak it up. You'll get great results by working with hand and without a pressure washer in an engine bay. Just take your time. Once you've done that, come back over with a good all-purpose dressing. I like Auto Finesse Dressel. It's water-based, and it will just hydrate everything and darken everything down that you have cleaned. Perfect solution, really. However, me being me, I needed to go one step beyond. Yeah, I machine polished the exhaust, didn't I? It did look good for it though. Now in this episode I'm all about new toys, so fully appreciate this. This is the Kotick microfiber applicator for coatings with the silicone block behind it. Really cool bit of kit. Used it on the wheels on this and have actually since used the block on sanding cars as well. Again, just one of those gadgets you kind of lose yourself on the Ultimate Finish website and you scroll in and you just keep adding stuff to your basket. Yeah, I do it too, don't worry. Now with everything cleaned and detailed, including the lights and the insides of the rear lights, it was time to reassemble those little bits and pieces that I took off over the course of the detail, with one last job to do afterwards. The glass, always last. Auto Finesse Crystal with the Auto Finesse Superior Waffle Tail, I believe they call this one. I don't keep up, but great glass cloth. Get yourself some of these. And the car was done. Really enjoyed doing this. Listen, you know I enjoy doing those really weird, wonderful, low mileage cars. This fit into that category perfect, and the owner absolutely loved it. I'll leave you some nice finishing shots of it, but as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will put out more detailing videos in the future. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.